Lack of contentment has the most disgraceful repercussions. It steals away your sense of enjoyment of the moment. It will give you a sense of bitterness, grumbling. With contentment, that is not your problem. You look within and not outside. Contentment simply means finding joy, satisfaction, and happiness in the simplest and smallest things within your reach at a given time. I am Theodora and I talk about personal development, grief support, and many other things. Today I share on the topic of finding contentment, happiness, and satisfaction. If you have ever lived in a shared rental space in Uganda, then you'll quickly relate with this story. Life in additional rental space where certain facilities like the toilet, the bathroom, or cooking areas are shared can test even the slightest or smallest spirit of contentment in you. In a rental space, there were 7 families. Each of these families had children, and most of them had spouses, except for one family that was headed by a widow. And in the eyes of the other neighbors, her family was considered the poorest because she and her family ate the cheapest foods like mukene and potatoes, and once in a while they had eggs, which they considered, or to them, was a very special meal. On the other hand, the so-called well-to-do families were at each other's throats. For instance, if one family had beef for lunch, the other family would strive so hard to get an equivalent of beef like fish or something more, maybe like chicken for dinner. They competed on each and everything. And sometimes physical fights would settle what other means couldn't achieve. Fast forward, others will judge you in everything and in every way. But if you're content, the judgment will be their own misery or poison. Contentment is finding joy and happiness in the simplest things within your reach. Like in the story, it does not matter the kind of food you have. What matters is you have the food and you're happy that you have food and you are actually enjoying the food, no matter what the composition of the food. Contentment also has the aspect of banking on each other or having each other to walk through life to the next step. Lack of contentment has the most disgraceful repercussions. For instance, it will make you lose focus on the most important things in life. It steals away your sense of enjoyment of the moment because you are always looking out to outcompete the other, because you're always looking out. What is within doesn't seem to be enough. It will give you a sense of bitterness, grumbling, and anger will always cloud your judgment because you already have a predetermined or subconscious response no matter what the situation. Just in the story, how can your neighbor's food change your mood? How can what your neighbor have change your mood and make you fail to sleep? That shouldn't be the case. With contentment, that is not your problem. You look within and not outside. The power comes from inside and spreads to the outside, not from the outside to influence your inside. No. Contentment to me is not a sign of laziness, lack of ambition, lack of vision, but I view it rather as a tool to give you a peace of mind. A tool to help you make realistic and achievable goals in life. A tool to give you inner calm, happiness, and a deeper appreciation of the things and people in your life each day as it comes and as it goes. Discontentment, on the other hand, makes you focus out of range because it makes you dwell on another person's life rather than focusing on bettering your life or yourself. With contentment, shows you the importance of living in the present, not in some kind of fantasy. In other words, how do you find contentment? Look within and not outside. Live in the moment and not live tomorrow that you do not know what is there tomorrow. This doesn't mean that you should waste your resources. No. It means that you are happy, truly happy with what you have, but you strive to make it better. Not from a point of competition with others, or not from a point of proving others wrong or right, but a point of seeking to improve yourself in different ways. Contentment can present differently for everyone else. Some people, it could be that they don't have the good health, but you have the good health. You may not have as much money as they have, but they lack the health that you have. So be appreciative of what you have. You just do not know what you're admiring in the other person's life. Back to the story of living in rental spaces. You find that people fall into debt because they want to please others, or because they want to show that they are powerful, or they want to show that they are happy, and yet truly they are not happy. Finding contentment is all about being happy with what you have, channeling your energy or drawing your strength from within to the outside, letting your inner forces, your inner positive forces, influence your outlook about life, and not external forces, not people's opinions, not a person's meal, a person's car, a person's house, a person's lifestyle to influence your kind of life or opinions about life.